Hi guys, just a quick Hi guys, just a quick intro to this video. Oh, I guess first of all, new background. That's my 535i. Looks really nice with the new wheels. Well, they're old used wheels, but they look sweet. Anyways, just a quick intro to this video. It's a starter removal on an automatic A2 Jetta, and A2 refers to the platform. It's the A platform, second generation, or for everybody else, it's a Mark II. Anyways, car came in quite a while ago. This is an old video. Customer tried to remove the starter himself initially, so there's a lot of stuff that has already been disassembled. You'll see that obviously in the video, so I probably didn't cover everything, and I don't remember if I covered the installation. I should have watched this before making this intro. Long story short, I think it'll make sense if you've never removed one of these starters. It's underneath the exhaust manifold on these Jettas or Golfs. Again, second generation automatic starters underneath the exhaust manifold. And the problem with that is that the heat eventually gets to the starter, and then you just get this no start where it just clicks. Installing a hot start relay or a power supply relay that feeds more power to the solenoid, that can help overcome stuff like that. But that's the first step to try, is to put in a hot start relay. If that doesn't solve it, then obviously it's time for a starter. With these starters, you have to be careful. There's a swap over in year towards the end of the A2 generation. If you put the wrong starter in, you'll get ring gear grind as the pinion comes out and engages the flywheel. So anyways, I hope I explained enough on how to remove the starter and have some tips for you guys. So watch the video. If you still have questions, obviously post them in the comments, and I reply to them as always. You can leave the wheel in place, but you have more room when you take it off. You'll see better on your car. That's the seal for the drive shaft flange. On a standard transmission, what you would do is you take the shaft and lift it over the differential, and you can pull it out and remove the drive shaft this way. On this model, you can't do that because the starter's in the way and the automatic diff. So you crack open the ball joint here, or remove the pinch bolt, knock the ball joint out, and then you can swing the arm out, or the knuckle, and then you'll be able to remove the drive shaft. Removal of the drive shaft makes it easier to get at the starter. Spread the pinch. Okay, so somebody was obviously in here already and tried to take this apart. What they didn't do is take this mount off, which I usually do. So in order to take this mount off, you have to support the engine from the top, or you put something from underneath. I like to use the engine support bridge from the top, because then I have a clean room, or I have a nice free area to work in. These fingerprints are not from me. Like I said, the car was worked on before by somebody else, by the owner. So the front mount and the differential or the transmission mount, they're still going to be supporting the engine. But what you want to do is remove the one down here, the rear passenger engine support bracket. Hopefully none of these bolts are going to break. There's 3 of them. Should all be loose. 1, 2, 3. Now we continue underneath. And there's 4 bolts that hold the bracket to the engine. And that leaves one over here. So somebody was obviously trying to take the starter out but couldn't, and that's why some of this stuff is already loose. And the main starter cable here from the battery, that's loose. The heat shield is loose, and that can come out nicely now. And then there's a bolt here, there's a bolt here. This one's already taken out by somebody, or again by the customer. I have to take this one out, and there should be one more at the top in the back. Use my trusty mirror. Yeah, it's still there. I guess it's hanging on by the last couple of threads. So you just feed it behind the solenoid. And you just try to find it behind the starter. Come on. I saw it earlier, obviously, because I was using my mirror. I should be able to feel it though. There it is. Okay. And that's how a starter is removed in an automatic transmission for an A2 Mark II. This flange is held on by a retaining clip. There's a concave washer or spring-loaded washer under here, and then this, all it is a dust seal, or in this case a fluid seal, obviously, and you just pound that into the flange and it should just stay in there. If the flange has too much in and out movement, play, it can pop itself out. I just want to see how snugly it fits. You can see it moving around here. There. So that's no good. I'll have to get a new one. Because basically what happens is that gear oil will seep through the splines. It'll come into this flange here, and this is where CV grease is. And that's why the CV joint is leaking gear oil. You see that dripping? It's washing out the bearing, taking the grease with it, basically changing the viscosity of the grease. That's no good.